Joe Concha. Joe, this Reuters / other Washington Post, other news outlets situation is egregious. Like Ashley said, it is horrible. Reuters article leaking names states more data on Canadian Freedom Convoy donors leaked. And then DDoS said that because donor information contains sensitive personal information, it would not be making that data available publicly, but would instead be offering it to journalists and researchers. How ridiculous and offensive is this action by these so-called journalists?
I think that North Korean state media looks at this and says, hey, this is even going too far for us, right? To dox people who are simply trying to help those out who are protesting. I'm old enough to remember the summer of 2020 when the future vice president of the United States and Kamala Harris actually started a bail fund for those in Minneapolis, those who were rioting at the time. And I don't remember anybody being doxed at that point as far as who else may have been donating at that time to that particular cause. Look, when you call truckers white supremacists or Nazis, and the fact that the American people is squarely on the side of the Canadian government, when a problem here clearly. That debate we just saw in Parliament, that was a factual argument being made. You could agree or disagree with it as far as that one member, but then to resort right to, well, you're only siding with Nazis at this point. It reminds me of the President of the United States who said, if you don't support voting rights, you therefore are on the side of Jefferson Davis and Bull Connor. Look, no one talks about the science and data around COVID here. Cases in Canada are down 90% when compared to a month ago. All right. It's down to about 5,000 cases a day in a country of 37 million people. So why, again, is a vaccine mandate needed here, given transmission is dropping precipitously for a profession where the workers almost always isolated from the public? The answer is this is about power and nothing to do with science. It's about political science, guys.
And, you know, you mentioned that Justin Trudeau is calling the people who support those truckers, you know, people who wave swastikas. He was making that comment to a lawmaker who's Jewish and whose family was actually suffered during the Holocaust. And then also you think back, when it comes to this Reuters reporting, you think back to what happened with the Hunter Biden situation and how Twitter went to great lengths to censor that reporting because of hacked information. Are you seeing the same treatment of this reporting that has recently been released?
Boy, it's a disturbing pattern, Carly, no question. Remember that with Hunter Biden, it wasn't just that the American media in October 2020, so we're talking just a couple of weeks before a presidential election, that they didn't report the contents of his laptop that the New York Post originally broke. Literally, if you shared the story on Twitter, your account got locked. Just ask Kayleigh McEnany. That happened to her when she tried to share that story at the time when she was White House press secretary. So it's not even just about the bias of omission. This is pure outright censorship. I brought up North Korea before, and that's usually like the hyperbole to end hyperboles as far as government control is concerned. But now we're seeing it in what are supposed to be democracies here in America, and then Canada more socialist. But still, I would think there would be a free press. But no, we're going in that direction. And too many people in this industry are silent about what's happening here.
And Joe, this Ilhan Omar tweet condemning the doxing of these donors is astounding, because you had Ted Cruz and others on the conservative side saying, listen to Ilhan. Here's what she says. I fail to see why any journalist felt the need to report on a shop owner making such an insignificant donation. If she is calling this out, what does this say about the state of journalism right now?
Wow. I mean, when you have, Ted Cruz and Ilhan Omar, Republicans and Democrats coming together and saying that this is wrong, boy, the state of journalism, we've talked about trust in media being at an all-time low. We're well past bias at this point, by the way. It's journalists becoming activists and taking a side and actually trying to steer an outcome. And I don't know what to say. It's chilling. There's no other word to describe it.
Hey, Joe, I'll leave with a joke. We're both Seinfeld fans. I do not think there's been this much discussion of Canadian Parliament since Kramer said he was going to go watch Canadian Parliament. You know what I'm talking about. Love a Seinfeld reference at 5:30. So that was impressive. Yeah, I know. Joe Concha, happy belated birthday to you, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much. And it's never opposite day with us, guys. We give the facts. That's the bottom line.
Without a doubt.
Bye, Carly.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.